How does this women's match make you feel, not only as a WWE executive, Stephanie, but also as a woman?
As a woman, as a mother, as just a person, I couldn't be more proud. I am ecstatic. I am thrilled. I am, many different adjectives to describe how I feel right now.
What does this mean for WWE?
I think what it means for WWE is that, the women's evolution is continuing. When you consider that in 2015 there was a hashtag called Give Divas a Chance, which was our audience demanding, more athleticism, better character development, better storylines, longer matches, and it trended worldwide for 3 days, ultimately leading to at WrestleMania, which, as you know, is akin to our Super Bowl in front of over 101,000 people at AT&T Stadium on our biggest platform possible. We announced the rebranding of the Divas division to the Women's division, unveiled a new championship belt that was more akin to the men's but still feminine, and announced our women would be called Superstars, same as the men. Then our women, started regularly headlining and main eventing our
Sure.
television and pay-per-view programming. We signed Ronda Rousey, and this past April, for the first time in 35 years, our women were the main event of WrestleMania, drawing a capacity crowd of over 80,000 people and breaking the entertainment revenue record. I would say that this match now in Saudi Arabia, the first ever women's match, just continues that evolution and is another step for equality.
Yeah, you've done so much throughout your career at WWE. Is it possible to rank like where this announcement today and this match then tomorrow, where this ranks in everything that you've done? Because it just feels so important to me personally.
Yeah, it does. And, I can't take personal credit for it, but it certainly ranks pretty highly on any of my goals, on any of WWE's goals. This is groundbreaking. And, for example, in Abu Dhabi, it took us 6 years to be able to have a women's match. But when we did, the audience, both men and women, started chanting, "This is hope,"
Wow.
which is not your typical WWE
No.
chant. And there were tears in the eyes of little girls in the front row, and I think that just demonstrates, the power of what this means all over the world.
What changed, Steph? In the past, Saudi officials they didn't allow women's matches, particularly last year for Crown Jewel. Something's changed, obviously, because we're going to have a big time women's match tomorrow. What changed?
Well, it's just, again, it's always been a part of our goal, since we launched this partnership over a year and a half ago. And, here we are, and we're able to make it happen.
Did it take lobbying with the royal family, politicians, anything like that? Was there behind the scenes stuff going on that we as WWE fans didn't see, but was stuff happening behind the scenes?
Of course. I mean, we've been fighting for this for a long time. And, WWE fans, they're very vocal, and I love that. They're the most passionate fans in the world. I honestly love them, and I think they would love to jeer me for even saying that. But ultimately they hang in there. And when we first started doing our events, they weren't necessarily happy. They voiced their opinions of how badly they wanted women's matches to be a part of it. And, like you said, they're not always aware of all of the internal conversations
Sure.
or machinations that go into any deal. But ultimately, here we are.
You heard the fans, and then behind the scenes the conversations, I'm sure, and then that all leads us to we're going to have this match with Lacey and Natalia Crown Jewel tomorrow.
Absolutely. And, and again, it has also always just been a part of our goal. Our fans without our fans, we don't have a brand, we don't have a product, and we do try to always listen to our fans. But I do think this quote is kind of sums up the sentiment right now, and this is from Lacey Evans. She actually put this out on Twitter about 6 hours ago. "I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do the things I've done with WWE. Tomorrow I get to show my little girl that hard work, can bring you to history-making heights. I'm ready for this.
That's great.
You know, I think that kind of sums it up.
That's awesome. Back in Abu Dhabi in 2017, obviously the outfits that the women wore were a little bit different than we're used to seeing over here. Will it be the same situation with the full body suits?
Yes, absolutely. We do need to be respectful of the cultures. You know, as you know, we're a global brand in 180 countries and 28 languages, and we need to be respectful of the cultures of the countries that we perform in.
How'd you come up with the match? And was this something that you knew was going to happen, or was this a last minute, that you found out that you got the go-ahead, the green light for this? And was it kind of like a last minute thing, or was this something that you knew about and you just were really good at keeping this big secret?
It was not last minute. And when you think about Natalya, you know, she grew up in this business.
Yeah.
She has been a part of and a huge catalyst for the entire women's evolution. She's been through it all. I think if there was ever a face of perseverance, it could be Natty's. And then you look at Lacey Evans and, what she really represents personally.
Sure.
And again, I read you that tweet. It's, she is setting the example not only for her daughter, but I think for, all of our children all around the world. These two women are a part of a history-making moment, and I can't think of two better women to represent WWE.
Yeah, you talked about the reaction in Abu Dhabi in 2017. What do you think the reaction will be tomorrow when the women are inside the ring? Do you think it'll be as emotional as it was in Abu Dhabi?
It's interesting. I've been asked that question a lot about, our fans. And really our fans are the same all over the world. It's families, it's boys and girls, it's men and women. And if we deliver a great show, they will respond in kind. And if it's not a great show, they will respond in kind. I wish I was going to be there, to tell you the truth. I wish I could be there to feel what that is going to be like, because if Abu Dhabi is any example, tears in the eyes of little girls at this event, it's going to feel pretty magical, and I just can't wait to hear all about it.